This is proposition 4 in book 3, the so-called Newton moon test, the moon test. And this is how Newton states in the Principia that the moon gravitates towards the earth and is always drawn back from rectilinear motion and held back in its orbit by the force of gravity. Force of gravity in Newtonian jargon is a supernatural cause. Force of gravity is a supernatural cause. This is a euphemism for a supernatural cause. Newton does not want to write and held back in its orbit by a supernatural cause that I made up. So he calls a supernatural cause with a euphemism the force of gravity. This is how we understand it too, because Newton's authority is so strong, so mythical. Here Newton is really explaining a natural phenomenon, an orbit, the moon's orbit. We observe it, it's a natural phenomenon with a supernatural cause. Newton is explaining a natural phenomenon, the moon's orbit, with a supernatural cause. His force of gravity is supernatural cause. So what does Newton do in this proposition 4? All Newton does is to confirm that Kepler's rule, this is Kepler's rule, is valid for Earth-Moon system. That's all. Newton never proves that the moon is held back in its orbit by a force of gravity, because the formula he's using it, there's no force term in this formula he's using. No force terms are used in this formula. So Newton uses Kepler's rule and compares the mean motion of an Earth satellite near the Earth's surface with a satellite, the moon, at 60 Earth radii. So there's an Earth skimming satellite and there's the moon at 60 Earth radii. This R here is Earth radius, and it's taken to be 1. And this is the Earth skimming satellites period. This is 54.75 seconds. And big R is Earth-Moon distance. It's taken at 60 R. And this is the unknown, the period of the moon. That's what we want to calculate. So when we calculate this, T, we solve for T, we get 21.19 days. And Kepler's rule is confirmed. That's it. No force terms are used in this formula. So without using force terms, Newton cannot prove that the moon gravitates towards the Earth or it's pulled back from rectilinear motion towards the Earth by a force of gravity. But again, Newton's authority is so mythical that Newtonians take Newton's word here, stated the force of gravity and gravitates. This is a fairy tale. Take this as truth and ignore the mathematics. This is the mathematics, and there's no force terms in the mathematics. So this proposition is not really true, proved. So in the next video, we can look at Newton's computations in more detail, and we can investigate why force of gravity in Newtonian jargon is a supernatural cause, is a euphemism for supernatural cause.